88.5 FM. It is Brother John, your brother from another mother like no other. And ladies and gentlemen, I got one of my favorite people in the city. I want to call her, I'm going to call her this. I know, don't get upset.
Oh, Lord.
One of the most important black women in the city of Memphis, because this woman does a work that's, I mean, the work that she does, ladies and gentlemen, you may not see a camera with her every day taking pictures and posting on social media, but I'm sure she could see a camera or cameras because she is running Indie Memphis here in Memphis, ladies and gentlemen, and they always are doing something for the community, for students, for people that love film. And then we got a big film festival coming up, but she's in the building with Brother John today. Miss Kamel Fire is in the building, and Brother John is very excited. Kamel, welcome back home.
It's good to be back.
How you been?
Busy.
Busy.
It's festival season. We're less than a month away.
Right.
From our 27th festival.
27th?
27th annual festival.
Wow.
So everything presented by the Hyde Foundation. So
Hyde Foundation.
Yes. Major shout out to Hyde Family Foundation. They're doing great work there, and they're supporting a lot of great arts organizations in our neighborhood and our community. So major shout out to them. But yeah, the 27th rendition is going to be, it kicks off November 14th.
Okay.
Runs through the 17th. And our biggest complaint is that we have too many films that people want to see that run into each other. So, So this year
scheduling,
we have encore days.
Oh,
so we have encore days on the 18th and 19th.
Okay.
So if there are some films that you didn't get to see in the first run, there will, not all films, but some films will have a second run. So
Gotcha.
I will tell everyone to go to our website, www.indiememphis.org. Check it out. We have passes on sale. We also have single tickets on sale. So yeah,
all that information is on the website.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, because the last time we was here, you was here. I think they just signed the deal with the actors and stuff. The last time he was here, with what they were striking.
Okay.
That was the last time. So now it seems like Hollywood is kind of back on schedule, or
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say everything is back to normal.
Oh,
what I would say is,
give us the tea. Give us the tea.
So silly. The strike. Okay, so there are, to my understanding, no one is in an active strike at this point, right?
Okay.
I think last year there were 2 active strikes going on. One with the Writers Guild, and also with the Screen Actors Guild. So this year, no one is on strike. So, well, to my understanding, no, there are no unions on strike right now.
Okay.
So, there are more projects occurring.
Okay.
However,
comma, y'all.
However, you know, it was a historic strike. No, I don't think anyone anticipated those strikes happening for that long. So I do think that while there were some significant changes going on in the industry, and while I think some films that were previously greenlit, like they're not, the release date of those films may have been changed over time. However, for our festival, we were still able to provide an extremely strong lineup. We got a lot of great films happening, you know, and also Indie Memphis is one of the few film festivals that maintains a competitive platform for the hometowners, in addition to the national and international films as well.
So we got a little space for us.
Of course.
Good.
We absolutely deserve that, you know. I mean, of course, because we're based here, but also there are some, you know, Memphis is a different type of city. We march to the beat of our own drum.
That's right.
And so it makes sense for us to compete against each other, but also holding a space where we can connect with filmmakers that are outside of, you know, Memphis and the surrounding area, and also, you know, allowing them to connect with us as well.
Right. And that's major, because it seemed like everybody in Memphis love a camera now. Like I'm seeing people filming on Main Street down at Tom Lee Park. Like, I'm seeing more creatives is what I'm seeing.
That's great.
And I think that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
But it's like, you know, my friends telling me, "Oh yeah, that's fire," but then when you get it around the people that do this, it's like, "Oh, you might need to work on this." And constructive criticism, but it seemed like just them getting out there doing anything with the camera is a plus.
Absolutely, because getting out there, having the confidence, and getting out there and trying is half the battle, right?
Right.
And I'm of the opinion that constructive criticism makes you stronger.
That's right. It does.
And so there might be some things that you want to keep the same about your film, right? And there might be some things that you want to change after you have met someone who makes films, for a living, or have made films for longer than you have. I think that's just, I think that's natural, and I think that's just a testament to people taking their craft seriously. So I'm glad to, hear that there are people definitely making films, and we know that there are a lot of great filmmakers here making films. We actually have a few world premieres.
Okay.
And then also, I definitely want to take the time to point out that this year, for the first time ever, more tea. For the first time ever, we are combining our youth film program with our youth film fest. We're combining it with the major festival.
Really?
So November 16th. There will be, I believe, starting at 10 o'clock, we're going to have like a keynote speaker for the youth. We're also going to show 2 blocks of shorts that were made by youth in Memphis from grades 7 through 12. So yeah, and it's pay what you can. It's completely free for any students. So for anyone that's listening, we would love to see you come out.
Wait, let's do the disclaimer. You said it's free for any student.
Correct.
Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make sure, because I'm grandma and I'm auntie and we all free with our...
Well, here's the thing. Grandma can pay what she can. So if grandma does not have it to pay, then she can come in.
Gotcha. But the students is the official ones that are free. Wow,
we try to make sure we keep it accessible, and we really want to make sure that all families have the ability to access these films, to access youth that are making these films, and also so that the youth can meet their audience,
Right.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And that gives, just imagine like you telling your family, they may be premiering my film or our little short, and you can go see that as a group. That's crazy. That's outstanding. Now, how was your board when you say pay as you can? Are they willing to work with you on stuff like that?
Sure.
Because that's, people think, what? Pay what you can? Yeah. That's a new way of thinking.
The board was all for it. I think this is, I believe, our eighth or ninth year of the Youth Film Fest. So our Youth Film Fest has always been free for students and then pay what you can for adults.
Okay.
It's always that way especially because we especially want to make sure if a youth filmmaker has their film in, we want to make sure everybody they want to see this film can see
this film.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and we don't want finances to be a burden.
That's beautiful.
For that.
So shout out to y'all board over there, because that's a good way to bring everybody together. It's like film for all. Like everybody can see it.
Exactly.
All right. So now with the film fest approaching though, on the adult side, I've been hearing that Hollywood is one way, Hulu, Netflix, and all them, they doing their thing. But I'm hearing some talks about vertical films for your phones. Like people are doing content that's just for your cell phone, And had you heard of that, or what do you think of watching shorts or small movies on a phone or a device?
I tried to hop on the Quibi train when this first came up a few years ago. So Quibi was actually an app that was specific for short form content.
Okay.
And so you can look this up. I think it was spelled Quibi. Kevin Hart even had like a series on Quibi.
Okay.
And his episodes, I think, were like anywhere from 8 minutes to 10 minutes long.
Okay.
And it was, of course, a comedy about a washed-up actor who went through this. You already know about this washed-up actor who was going through this boot camp training to try to be an action star.
Okay.
And while he's in it, he realizes that these are not special effects. This is real. So there are real people dying. There's like real fire being blown at him. And he's trying to get his agent on the phone. He's in the middle of nowhere. He can't get a hold of anybody.
Wow.
It was hilarious. However, the world wasn't ready for it.
The world wasn't
ready for it. I think, when it comes to film has been around for over 100 years. It is a visual storytelling tool, and it's going to evolve.
Right.
So I don't see anything wrong with it. Also, when it comes to even feature films, we have seen more instances where, they're not shooting vertically, they're shooting horizontally, and maybe like through a specific app or something like that. But we have seen it where there might be clips of a film that were shot on their iPhone. So if anyone has watched Mad Max Fury Road with Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy, part of those scenes, and this is a major action film, right? Some of those scenes were shot with an iPhone.
Wow.
So
now you knew that, but if we watching it, could we tell it was iPhone or? So that's so some of them iPhones, like some people say, if nobody tells you, you may not be like, hey, what kind of was that, a red camera or was that a?
In my short, I shot some of it on my iPhone.
Really?
There's a app. There are a few apps, but there's an app, and then there's also like little microphones. There's like little accessories you can put on your phone to make it to make anything you shoot on it be easier merged with like actual cinema footage, or you can shoot it totally on your iPhone. Depends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
Now, I will say this. There are no vertical films in this festival.
Okay.
So,
quick plug.
Now, I'm all for it on my free time, but if anyone's like, oh, let me try this out at Indie Memphis, we have, we have over 100 films. We got feature films, we got
100.
shorts. Yeah, we got over 100. And that does include the youth films as well. Right. It's but it's going to be a great time. And I will say there are one thing that we incorporated this year that I'm really excited about, the team. And also, let me take a quick point to like really give a major shout out to the Indie Memphis staff.
Come on, shout them out.
Joseph Carr, our managing director, Macon Wilson, our director of marketing, and Kayla Myers, our director of programming. Black woman from Memphis. Like she did it.
Was that the one that came with you one time?
I think so.
Was she just in Nashville at an event? I thought I saw her. Somebody was in Nashville at something that was happening.
Kayla was she in Nashville? I don't know.
Okay. She doing big things. Got you.
But no, but she's phenomenal. And this is her first year as director of programming. She did a phenomenal job.
First year.
Great lineup.
And she did it.
Great lineup. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. The Indie Memphis team, we're small but mighty. And we also have, additional people who are helping us, like Amanzi Arnett, Amanda Willoughby. I know you've met Amanda quite a few times.
I think that's who it was.
Matt Zybarth. Yeah. Amanda.
She was in Nashville.
Amanda, yes. So Amanda and Jessica Chaney had a documentary called I Am that focuses on anxiety disorder, Black women struggling with the anxiety disorder. It started out actually as a short. And it was, to my understanding, an indie grant short. So they received a grant from us. They made the film, and then they realized they had so much content, they needed to make it into a feature. And so we were able to show it at our film festival last year, and they have taken it everywhere. I think they took it to. I think it went to I think they were in South Carolina one weekend for a film festival. They were in Nashville for International Black.
And they coming up. It's coming up here soon, right?
Well, we showed it last year.
Okay.
But they're showing it at Mosh.
Yep. See,
Yep.
come on. I got my ear to these film streets. I got my ear to these film streets. Because what's the other sister you said?
Amanda.
The other one.
Jessica.
I saw her at a podcast festival, and she invited me. And she invited me to it. And I was okay. I'm like, what? Look at there.
Yeah.
So no, but see, and that's the good thing about Memphis, and I'm glad you said that y'all carving out space for the Memphis folks, because we got some talent here. We got talent in everything. And so, ladies and gentlemen, just because I know y'all talk about sports and singing and dancing and rapping, but we got folks that actually do all kind of stuff with film and makeup. I believe a young sister just opened her own editing studio. What she call it? Edit Bay or something? I forgot her name.
Oh yeah.
She worked with Beyonce on her Super Bowl commercial.
Wait a minute. I know her. I know this girl, Chastity.
Yes. It was called Edit Bay. She got to open a new spot.
Edit Bay, but she also changed. She just rebranded. She just rebranded, but she has an editing lab essentially.
Right.
Which is great. I mean, that's her. She has such a strong background in in that.
She came through this program.
Mm-hmm.
That's big,
That's
and
cool.
she's doing it like. And so, how does that help the Memphis film, I say, community by having an edit place or something like that in your city?
I mean, if anything, we need more. We need more studios. We need more places that, are dedicated, to these things. Because if we don't, then that means that people have to outsource, and they have to, connect with someone else that does it, or they have to try to do it themselves. So having a professional studio that's dedicated to it is great. Mm-hmm. We also have Jason Thibodeau, who is he has started making. He's been working on it for the past year, but he's essentially revamping a space so that it will be a studio for independent projects, so they can shoot it and everything like that. We need more spaces like that. We do need that.
Absolutely. Because it can't be all on you all, right? Because, y'all...
Well, we're the platform for the films, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't actually, edit films.
Gotcha.
We don't actually shoot films.
Y'all get the final product.
We get the final product. With our grant programs, we work with other entities to help provide them resources. So, for instance, like the Indie Grant, you get the Indie Grant. Half of it is getting cash, but the other half is getting camera rentals from Lens Rentals, right? Getting post-production services from Via Productions,
right?
Getting lights, stuff from Firefly. Like we help connect independent filmmakers to those resources. So when it comes down to it, if you have a great idea, we want to make it to where you don't have any hills. You don't have an uphill battle as far as actually making your film. But we do not actually do it.
Gotcha.
Right?
See, that's gotcha.
Unless as an individual, our staff is involved as an individual, Indie Memphis staff is not, 9 times out of 10 is not helping you put that together. So the filmmakers are using those resources and putting them out there. Mm-hmm. So we need more of those resources for sure. Good.
And I gotta say I want to jump back to the festival.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the most important events that happens in Memphis because the vibe, the whole vibe is just different, right? Mm-hmm. And then the second, the networking. You might be talking to someone that does makeup or someone that does hair, somebody does wardrobe, somebody that's edits, and it's like all these people together in this one space. And it's like that's the tribe. That's if you're a creator, this is your tribe. And I think I'm seeing more and more people come, and that's a testament to you and your team because folks looking for other folks that do this work.
Yeah.
And it seems like it is a very good thing that y'all have going.
Thank you.
And I say that to your board. I say it to anybody.
Say it loud. Say it proud.
Yes.
But no, I will say the Memphis City Shelby County TV and Film Commission, they have a database. They and the Tennessee Entertainment Commission, they have databases. So you can go through their database and you can see other people that might be in certain might be in certain categories, might be in certain jobs, to try to help encourage, that networking. And also I think On Location does too. And On Location, Angela Green is the ED of that.
Okay.
But that's the beautiful thing about our festival. It just can happen in such an organic way, right? Like you could be in line to like get a coffee or something like that, and then you end up behind the filmmaker whose film you saw the day before and that you absolutely fell in love with, right?
Right.
That's the great part about the festival.
Hold on. Folks calling me. Gotta hold on. They trying to call in. But we good. Sorry about that. But yeah, so it's you're right, because I remember I think I was eating one of the fine, because look, they not just putting wings and fries out there, ladies, and they got some good food. And I was talking to somebody, and they was like, yeah, we're doing this, and it was like we're trying to fund something, and I said, it's people that fund these types of things that's there as well.
Yeah.
So that opened my mind to, it's more than just the cameraman, the editor, hair and makeup. You got more people that it takes to make a film.
I've heard, who was it that said that? Was it Craig? It may have been Craig Brewer. But it can take a miracle to make a film. Right? And it can take just more than one person. And it usually does take more than one person. And so with that, like, we try to we create this and we nurture this independent film community. And specifically at Indie Memphis, we our tagline has been Film for All since like 2017.
Right.
And what does that mean? That means, we are intentional about being inclusive, being intersectional, being racially equitable. Like, we want to have, and we strive to have, a film community where everyone is welcome and
Gotcha.
everyone does, feels like they can be their true, authentic self, and enjoy the films, whether they are actually making the films, whether they're making and enjoying the films, or whether they're just a spectator, because some people just like to come and vibe with us, and that helps. You should not, it's not just for the filmmakers. We want to be able to bring films to Memphis. You shouldn't have to go to New York or LA.
Say that again. Yes.
To see a good film.
Right.
You just should not. You shouldn't even have to go to Atlanta.
Come on, say that.
You should be able to do it.
Told y'all one of the most important black women in Memphis. Talk your talk. She cooking.
Yeah. And so while we do have, really great programs to be an incubator of filmmakers, of sorts. And especially like for our Black creatives, I've talked to you about our Black Creators Forum, that is like no other program out there, right? We're really intentional.
Y'all having it again this year?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We are having it again this
I
year.
missed it last year.
Well,
the year before was when y'all had it at the top of the theater. Was it on the top?
Oh, yeah.
That's the one I missed.
Okay. So we are not doing an in-person thing, but it is going to be virtual. So.
Okay.
So we're excited to bring that back this year, and I think this is the 6th year that we've had it. I think last year was year number 5. But yeah, we're even excited about that. But at the same time, Memphis is the number one. Memphis is the most populated black city in this nation.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
We should have.
Yes, ma'am.
Black Creators Forum, right?
Yes.
Like, that's not an opinion. It's a fact. We absolutely should have an incubator to make sure we're providing resources so that black creatives have the ability to make films. And that any barriers of entry are reduced to the most that we can try to do. We can try to do so. But at the same time, again, not everyone that comes is trying to make films. Some people just want a vibe.
The vibe, because the vibe, you're not getting that vibe unless it's Indie Memphis Film Festival.
Exactly.
You can't recreate that no other time.
Exactly.
But there, because it seemed like the film community is just a little different, right? Like the minds on. I see people trying to frame shots at the little get-togethers, and I'm like, I hear them talking about, when we shot this, or somebody say, yeah, I had to do hair in the back of a car, like just you hearing random stuff.
It sound like
like, yo, this is real.
Yeah.
So thank you for always, you all at at Indie Memphis for bringing this to the city. But before you go, can you give us like one or two maybe films that coming? You don't have to give us the blockbusters, but
sure.
Give us a couple that we might be interested in.
Well, there were a few I wanted to highlight.
Okay.
So Hometowners, we got 2 world premieres that were made with our indie grants. One is Bluff City Chinese.
Okay.
And that was directed by Tondi Kai, and produced by Sissa Wang.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our 2022 indie grant recipient. And it includes 2 storytellers of different generations, and basically like going on this mission to share an untold history of Chinese American immigrants in Memphis, Tennessee.
Wow.
And then Friendshape, which is also a world premiere, directed by Lo Norman.
Okay.
They won our 2023 Indie Grant recipient. And that's this short is going to be playing. Well, the Bluff City Chinese one, that one, that's actually a feature.
Okay.
And I believe it's going to be playing on Friday, November 15th.
Okay.
And then Friendshape is a short that's going to be playing in the Hometowners After Dark segment. Mm-hmm. And so the log line is tensions rise in a single family home as Carla discovers an entity who called it home long before she and her friends moved in.
Oh.
Yeah,
whoa,
a little dark.
Whoa.
But, I also wanted to highlight, the Youth Film Fest. One thing that we did this year, we have a guide. And so the guide has films that are recommended for ages like 13 and below.
Okay.
And also like 13 and up. So to try to like any parent that might want to bring, their teenager or something, like it kind of gives a guide as to like what might, what they might want to expose them to, what they might not want to. Some of the ones that I did want to highlight are Boys Go to Jupiter, which is a 3D animation. It will remind you of like a video game.
Okay.
The imagery will. And it focuses on a teenager in suburban Florida who's hustling to make $5,000 in this dreamy, surreal, animated coming-of-age story. Wow. And then you have Flow, which I really enjoyed. Flow.
F-L-O-W or L-O? Okay, Flow. Okay.
Yeah, Flow. And it's animation as well. And basically, it follows a cat, capybara, a lemur, bird, and a dog. After their homes are devastated by a great flood, they end up on the same boat and they go through this wonderful surreal journey.
Okay.
So it's really beautiful. I definitely recommend. It's also very family friendly. Okay. So that's one where if someone has younger kids, that would be one that I would think is appropriate for them to see. The Debutantes, I'm excited to see that one. Mm-hmm. If y'all are raised in Memphis, you've heard about the Debutante program, right? Yep. And so this is directed by Contessa Gales, and it focuses on the first group of black debutantes in Canton, Ohio.
Whoa.
In a decade.
Okay.
And so the documentary follows the young women as they unpack the legacy of the debutante ball and, figure out their path forward, both traditional and non-traditional. And also, there's Union. Union is a documentary that's directed by Brett Story and Stephen Mang. And the Amazon Labor Union group, it's a group of current and former Amazon workers in New York City, Staten Island, and they take on They take on one of the world's largest and most powerful companies, Amazon, in the fight to unionize. And so I think that would be like really dope for people to see.
Especially here in Memphis.
Absolutely. You know, and especially, you know, when you think about, you know, Blue Oval,
right?
You know, moving down the street and how, you know, when it comes to the automotive industry, unions are not, they're not any stranger to that. But when it comes to the South, by and large, it's rare to see
South
unions.
is different.
Yeah.
It's different down here.
But you are seeing more, you know, I think we're seeing more people looking into unionizing. You know, we've seen what's going on with Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and they won their case. I was told that they won that.
Yeah.
So you know, you gotta be careful now.
So it's, you know, I think it's one of those things where I think it's going to be a great documentary, and I hope a lot of people see it. I'd love to see what those discussions look like in Memphis, Tennessee.
Good. What you think? What's the one that you think is going to surprise? Do you think one film that's going to come may surprise or may raise eyebrows or might be like, oh? Because the one with the one that got me, that was it last year, was the one how they was filming it outside. It rained. I think they filmed it in Mississippi, because the girl spoke at the end of it. The black girl.
Oh, Raven Jackson.
Yes.
All Dirt Roads Taste of Salt.
Oh yeah, that whole cinematography.
Yeah.
That just every scene popped to me.
You know what? There are two that I will highlight that I think, I don't know if it'll be shocking or if it'll just like make you ponder a bit. But our opening night film, It Was All a Dream, directed by Dream Hampton. She really
she
big.
A hip hop head.
Yeah. She worked at Source magazine.
Like when the Source was the top.
Yeah, and you know, she produced Surviving R. Kelly. Yeah. So she made this documentary. This documentary focuses on the golden era of hip hop between '93 and '95.
Come on now.
So there's some behind the scenes footage of Biggie Smalls that people have not seen. Method Man, Prodigy from Mobb Deep, Q-Tip. I mean, and this is '93 to '95, right? So this is before they popped, right? You see a lot of like hungry artists,
right?
And they have no idea how iconic they're going to be. But even back then, what I would say I enjoyed was there were women rappers that were talking about their place in hip hop as well. And it's interesting because it's shot between '93 and '95. I would love, she won't be at the festival, unfortunately, but I would love to ask her if she's thought about circling back to those women to see like what's their take on women in hip hop today. Because we got Glorilla, Megan, Lotto, right? Like we got, I would say right now in hip hop, you are hearing women taking over, you know, but also like the fight. I mean, even back in '93, they were having these discussions, right? Think about how long that was. So that's one that I think a lot of people will enjoy because when it comes to Memphis, I think we're speaking more about it now. And, you know, I also want to say shout out to Commissioner Mikhail Lowry.
Oh, the Hip Hop Museum coming.
Yeah, because he's pushing forward for the Hip Hop Museum and, you know, really reclaiming Memphis's history with hip hop. We're known for our history in music, but we also were part of the hip hop movement very early on.
Oh, for sure.
And we don't talk about it a lot. So I really definitely want to give that shout out. And I think a lot of people will resonate with that film. Another one that I definitely want to highlight is Nickel Boys.
Okay. The
cinematographer who shot All Dirt Roads Taste of Salt shot Nickel Boys.
Oh, you ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to say nothing else. That film was outstanding. Like I'm watching myself. I'm like, is that rain? Like, why does the rain look and sound like? It was like it felt like it was real rain sound, not some people standing in another room. It was like everything popped in that film.
I will say. I think Raven in particular, I know Jomo has a very strong sounds background, but Raven I think has a background like in like music or sound effects, and so when it came to her film, she didn't want it to just be seen as rain. She wanted you to feel it. She wanted you to be
worked.
in that moment.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked. When she was standing there and that rain was falling on her and just watching, like, that's what made me say, I gotta respect folks' craft.
You got
because
to,
when people say, "Oh, that film was trash," I'm like, it's some folks that put time, effort, money, all that for somebody to just say it's trash. That film made me say, hold up, let me appreciate how the set looks. Let me appreciate the lighting. And I said, from that moment on, I will always watch a film.
Yeah.
Before I say it's not good, I want to see the artistry.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
I feel like, and I'm going to get back to the Nickel Boys, because I definitely want to give a little bit of time to talk about that one. But I feel like there's an audience for every film.
Right.
What someone calls trash might be a film that blows everyone's mind off. I think sometimes we might not be the audience for that film, right? And I specifically want to talk about it because, with Tyler Perry, I'll just talk about it.
Right.
I think that, there was so much commentary about like, oh, this was trash, but realistically, I mean, he broke records with his last film. So was it trash, or are you just not the audience member anymore?
Yeah.
And that's okay if you might be an audience for some films that he does and maybe not others. Like Jazzman Blues that he released on Netflix, I want to say last year. I enjoyed that film, right? There are some films I'm not the audience for, so I might not tune in for that particular film.
And I'm not going to say it's trash just because I'm not tuning into it. No. That's just not my cup of tea.
Films take a lot.
Yes.
Even if films are made on a shoestring budget, I promise you the filmmaker behind that film put a lot of energy, a lot of effort. The people inside the film, the actors, the cinematographers, the sound people, the producers. The producers who manage it and try to keep everything under budget, but that barely get credit for it. The casting director, who even before anything was shot, saw the script, saw the vision, and had to have the foresight to put the right people in place. Those people weren't working on trash.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
So when you say like something's trash,
like hold up,
let's think about
what your trash. Right.
Like you're putting a damper on people's craft, on what people have worked on.
That's right.
And at the same time, for upcoming filmmakers, I hope that they tune those things out, because you gotta put your idea out there. Maybe some people will think it's trash, but maybe some people might think it's brilliant, right? Okay. And so you gotta have the courage to put it out there regardless. But I do hope that, people have different opinions on everything, but I think when it comes to art, film is art.
Film is art.
Right?
Yes.
I think we have to have an open mind on what that word entails. And I don't like to say films are trash. Right. If there's a film that I just don't like or I just don't
You're not going to call it trash, though.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call it trash.
Respect that.
Even if it doesn't make records, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying that Tyler Perry's film, like because it broke records, it's not trash. At the end of the day, like you can't, I'll say what I told my mentees when I used to be a mentor. You cannot hold on to awards. You can't hold on to, records, record-breaking things like that, because you might break records on one film and you might not the next. That should not determine whether or not you are a filmmaker. That should not determine whether or not you put your vision on the big screen.
Beautiful.
You need to connect with your audience, and you need to find your audience. As long as you connect with the people who you're trying to find, that's the best currency you can ask for as a filmmaker.
There you have it. So give us a word on Nickel Boys
before I get out of here. Nickel Boys, is based on the Pulitzer Prize novel by Colson Whitehead.
Okay.
He's also the one who made the Underground Railroad.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And so there are some people, I'm sure, that have read the book. Y'all do not want to miss this film.
Boys.
And if you haven't read the book, you should still come see this film. It's absolutely beautiful, directed by Ramel Ross. And it's won some awards already in the festival season. It's rumored to maybe even go into other awards in the future. We'll see. But it shows the powerful friendship between two black teenagers navigating trials in a reform school together in Florida. And so it's if you liked All Dirt Roads Taste of Salt, it's not going to be shot like that.
I got you.
But it is going to be, it is a drama. It's a beautiful, heavy story. And it's going to stay with you. And I really do hope that anyone can like Google it. It's really making waves in the media right now. So we're really excited to be able to bring that to the city of Memphis.
That's what I'm talking about. I told y'all, ladies and gentlemen, that she's for real. She's for real deal. So give them the website so they can go get their passes. Give them the website and your social media for them so they can follow.
www.indiememphis.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Twitter. Feel free to go to any of those. We have links that will take you directly there. I also want to say that, in addition to our festival, we've also kicked off our inaugural campaign. So we have our campaign called Project Indie, and that will help us to continue to provide a platform, not just for the festival, but for what we do year round. Because as you know, we have a youth program. We have we show films year round. We have Shoot and Splice under our artist development program. So we do things outside of the festival. And Project Indie is created to help us, stay sustainable and also
help us.
Yeah, and help us. We are a nonprofit. We want to be here for a long time. We want to be here for another 27 years. So when you buy your tickets, when you buy your passes, or if you want to support from afar, you can donate on top of buying your passes. Any amount will help. And
that's on the website too?
That's on the website.
Look how smooth. See how we do. See how smooth she is with it? Yes.
That's at indiememphis.org/donate. Or if you want to buy your ticket and buy your pass, you can donate while you're doing it. So.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I wore my Jaws shirt today. Ladies and gentlemen, we talking to the film queen herself.
Yeah.
But it's always good, Camille, for you to come through and talk about film and the film, festival, because I think it's a staple in Memphis. And we need to get more people. I want that. We want to pack it out where they can say, look,
Absolutely.
We can't take any more, because I think whoever comes is going to benefit and going to enjoy the whole situation. That's what I think.
Absolutely. And, I'm all for it. I want to pack it out so much to where, the complaint this year is there weren't enough encores.
Right.
The complaint used to be you don't have encores. Well, now there's not enough encores. Y'all need to have more days. The more people we get, the more we can show, hey, we have a demand for this. And that also, if I can be transparent, that helps me when I'm applying for grants.
Come on,
things of that nature. If I can show like, hey, we have this demand, or hey, we have this film festival, but we got people plugging in and like supporting us in this Project Indie. We have people signing up for memberships. We got people interested in signing up kids for the youth film program. That helps me be able to show we're not the only ones that think that we're important to this community. Our community thinks that we're important in this community. And thank you for having me on here. I love stopping by. So
yes, love it.
Hopefully I'll be able to stop by more.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Wink, wink.
Yes. Yes.
We'll see.
Look, yes.
We'll see.
When you ready, I'm ready. Yes, ma'am. That's how we gonna do it.
Bet.
But ladies and gentlemen, we're going and Brother John and 88.5, we're going to help push to get people out to the Indie Film Fest here in Memphis. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a great time. I promise you. I stamp it with all my stamps that I got. That's one of the dopest events in the city.
Opening night, November 14th. There will be a red carpet.
Okay. Okay. Get the red carpet treatment. Okay.
Yeah, we got
Step out there a little bit.
Treatment,
okay.
So.
Good. Well, thank you, Camille, again, and please give everybody our love over at the organization. We appreciate all that y'all do.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. She is in the building, but she's about to go now. But it's always good to talk to my sister. Y'all keep it locked. We are 88.5 FM.